Curiously Veg Radio is brought to you by Thrive Market. Thrive Market is absolutely wonderful because it's a revolutionary online marketplace with a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. We use it ourselves. We love ordering from them and getting food delivered right to our door. They also have organic and GMO-free products and up to 50% off products every day. They also have free shipping. I mean, come on, you can't get better than that. Say if you're wanting, Bragg's nutritional yeast to try out some nooch on your favorite little veggie dishes, you can get it from Thrive Market. And Thrive Market's members pay a low member fee of $59.95, and that's less than $5 a month, and currently offer free national shipping on orders of $49. Like I said, free shipping, can't beat it. So start your free month trial now. Yes, that's it, free month. You get a whole free month of getting whatever goodies you want delivered right to your door by going to curiouslyvegradio.com/Thrive Market and sign up and get that good stuff delivered to your door.
And Curiously Veg Radio is sponsored by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/CuriouslyVegRadio. Between working on all the sites we have and getting this magazine ready, I don't have too much time to read. But what I do have time to do is listen to How Not to Die, Discovery of Foods Scientifically Proven to Prevent and Reverse Disease, written by Michael Greger, MD. You can get that title and over 180,000 other titles for your Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Get your free audiobook download now at audibletrial.com/CuriouslyVegRadio.
You're listening to Curiously Veg Radio, WCVR, featuring the Vegan Renegade and the Geek.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 28 of Curiously Veg Radio. And with you is me, your host, Dave the Geek. And for those returning, or if you're new to this, you're like, what exactly is about to happen here? So really, Curiously Veg is a movement which will open a dialogue between vegan, vegetarian, plant-based, and non-plant-based people alike in an effort to help educate and open the hearts and minds of others, where we educate, not intimidate. Oh yeah! If you like the show, listen to a few episodes, you like what we're kind of like what I'm doing here, if you would please go to curiouslyvegradio.com/support and help us out. There's a few places to sign up for some services. There's a place you can donate just if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, which is what I'm enjoying at the current moment. Or we actually have a store with some really cool shirts and designs. Next year I'm working out some designs, some simple stuff to put out that hopefully you guys will like. If you just want to subscribe, maybe you're listening to us on Facebook or online or somewhere else, and you just want to come up with the next show, what we got coming up for next year. You can go to curiouslyvegradio.com/subscribe. It tells you all the places you can click, iOS, Android, Windows, whatever you got. You can find us and kind of keep up with us. And we're on all socials, of course. Curiously Veg everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, whole deal. Again, I got a plan for next year how to handle social a little better, so keep more in contact with you guys. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us on, follow us on Tumblr and Instagram and all that. I'm going to really start pushing out, so get on there so you can keep up with all the fun stuff and probably these stupid things I'll know I'll be posting out at some point. And review. We love to read reviews online. Haven't had any couple episodes. So if you go to the iTunes or you can email it to us as well. If you go to iTunes and give us a review, remember 5 stars is required. Otherwise your computer will crash. A lot of people don't know that. And or you can just, if you're not quite sure how to put it in a review, or maybe the app you use doesn't have that option, 5 stars, give us a thumbs up, give us a hearts, horseshoes, and balloons, and shoot me an email. Give me, tell me how much you like it, what you don't. I'll probably read it on air. If you send me an email, I won't say your name unless you specifically say, read this on air. I would love to hear it. But I may read some of it on the air if it's not too personal. And I love hearing the feedback. And if you'd like to be a ghost, if you can be a ghost on the show, I wouldn't know because I couldn't see you. But if you'd like to be a guest on the show or a guest host, you can go to our contact page, curiouslyvegradio.com/contact. All the stuff are links across the top of our menu on our site. But you go there, fill out the form. Let me know if you have something you want to talk about, a certain topic, or you may have a book out or a study or something you're really passionate about. You want to have a conversation about, or you just want to be on the show, hear yourself on the air. Maybe next year your plan is to fight some social anxieties, and kind of put yourself out there a little more. This is a great way to do it. Just come on the show. I'm also talking fast today because I've had a couple of sips of coffee. Maybe that's the problem. But if you'd like to be a guest on the show or a guest host, shoot me a message and we will definitely work something out. So as I said, I'm drinking a little coffee. So here's some slurps and a mug hit my desk every now and then. That's what that is. But yeah, I got a little more coffee than I meant to. I don't drink that much coffee during the week, mainly on the weekends. And I got more coffee than I meant to this time. You ever go to a place where you grind your own coffee and you push the little button and it spits out the coffee and then you go grind it? Whole Foods over near me does this. And I did it and I realized that I put way too much coffee, but I didn't know what to do next. Like if I set it down, it's going to get thrown away. So I don't have much of an option. So I just ground up the coffee and now I have more than I normally do. So I get to drink more coffee than normal for a little while. So if I talk too fast, you understand what I said, play this back and slow it down. It'll make perfect sense. So yeah. And this goes out on my birthday. So big 3-4. I don't know what I'm doing. Probably not much. Hoping I usually hang out at least one day during the week. And we do birth miss exchange. So we'll probably do that this week. But yeah, I don't know. I don't make a big deal of my birthday. It's not that... I laugh. It's not that I have a problem with age or getting older. I don't really worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's more like I have more important stuff to do, and I also don't like people making a fuss. So I'm kind of uncomfortable when someone like congratulates me on something or pat on the back or applauds. Like that happens a lot with the work I do sometimes, and I would much rather give that applaud and that focus on my team and the people that I work with. And just kind of stick in the background a little bit. So I'm on Facebook. You always get the 300 happy birthdays. I'm like, thank you, everybody. But which I do appreciate. You may think happy birthday like that. I'm not like, oh, I don't want to hear it. But it's not as a big deal for me. I want to make sure that everyone else get the recognition for making another year around the sun. It's not like much achievement for me as it is everyone else. Because we all have demons and struggles we're making it through, and everyone's struggle is much worse than mine, and the fact that they make it through a year is much more amazing, trust me. Yeah, so this episode, I want to talk about resolutions. We're coming up on the new year. When this goes out, we're like 11 days from it. So I'm sure a lot of us are thinking about New Year's resolutions or goals for the new year, depending on what you call it. I know a lot of people don't like resolutions. They're like, oh, it's a failed promise and things like that, which I get the sentiment. I try to make a couple every year. I usually do pretty good at them. I won't say I'm successful all the time, but I do. I try to stick with them and make it part of my everyday life. So I think the main reason I make resolutions, and I try to convince others to do the same, is because it helps you set a goal and helps you set something up in your life to improve yourself. I think with the the uncertainty we have for 2017, some people are elated and they're happy for the future we have, especially if you're in the U.S. Some are a little concerned. And both, and I'm not saying who's right or wrong, but I think it's important I think we can all agree that 2016 was a little rough on us, whether it was, someone, like I lost someone very, very close to me this year. So going into a year without them is extremely difficult and something that's been kind of weighing on me, over the past couple months. Trying to make 2017 to the next year, or even really year, a little bit about yourself. There's nothing wrong with focusing on you. As I've said before, you can't help take care of others and help, in any activism you do, and in anything you're trying to convey to others to help them move forward. You can't properly do that unless you also taking care of yourself. Learn to talk, David. And it's the whole idea of you put the mask on yourself, the oxygen mask on yourself before someone else. Because if you're helping someone else and you know how the oxygen mask on, you're going to be very little help for them. So I'm kind of urging everyone this year to make 27 a little bit about you. I'm not saying to ignore those, to your friends and loved ones. I'm just saying put a little bit of you in there. Move yourself forward, build yourself up, because when you move forward and build yourself up, you're going to help others. You're going to inspire and help others do the same. So for those who are making resolutions, maybe you're thinking about it, I want to go through tips, like 8 or 9 tips to help you kind of establish what those are and maintain them. So I'm going to go through each one, and then I'm going to list each one out, and we're going to go through each one. So one is defining your why, making your resolutions small and achievable, break your resolutions into steps, keep your number of resolutions down, be specific where possible, expect setbacks, keep log or journal, fine-tune your resolutions, and make your resolutions part of your routine. So the first one being define your why, and that's expressing very clearly what you want to meet. Like what exactly is your goal? So if your goal is to eat less sugar or something like that during the day, don't be so not being so vague and saying exactly why. You want to eat less sugar because type 2 diabetes runs in your family. You don't want to have the same health problems that they do. So saying why you want to do something also helps you establish and push you forward. Like, okay, I just want that donut, and then why you're not going to have that donut right now, and that's because you're trying to cut back to make yourself healthier. So you're even if I want to make sure I'm staying healthy for my kids or my cats or the people who depend on you, whether it be your parents or your grandparents. Establishing that why will help you not only set that goal and also give you a reason to maintain your goal. Making your resolutions small and achievable. I find that a lot of people are very good at coming up with goals and ideas that are really ambitious. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with setting an ambitious goal. Nothing wrong with setting a long-term ambitious goal. But if you set one that is so far outside your reach, and when you don't achieve it, it is damaging. It makes it difficult for the next year. Like, well, I didn't even do it last year. Why am I going to try it this year? So, for some of us, the goal of I want to be a competing bodybuilder, that might not be. And again, it may be for some of us, but it may not for some people. That may not be the most achievable goal within a year. Okay, not that it's not achievable, but may not be within a year. That may be a 3-year goal, a longer term goal. You want to bulk up and then cut and a few things like that. So it's a longer term goal. So setting a goal when it comes to, for example, like weight loss, you may not, maybe losing a certain amount of weight, or getting your body fat percentage to a certain point, or toning up or building muscle. So having a smaller and achievable goal or resolution is going to serve you a much better down the line. So when you get to the end of the year, you're going, okay, my resolution was to gain this much weight and a muscle mass, or lower my body fat percentage by this, and you can actually measure that and go, okay, I've achieved it, or I got close, and you can kind of see where you are. We're setting a goal where I'm gonna fly a jumbo jet. Well, okay, how about but you learn to fly a small prop plane, right? And it's not that you couldn't get to the jumbo jet. It's the understanding that right now you don't know how to fly, and the likelihood they're going to let you fly a massive 747 is extremely small. But the likelihood that you can get by the end of the year where you can fly a small plane on your own, that's something that's possibly achievable. And of course, doing the proper research and making sure those things are achievable, but setting those smaller goals so you don't run the risk of eventually setting yourself up for failure. I think it's the main thing. It kind of goes into breaking your resolutions into steps. Having your goals set up where, okay, so let's use the one everyone's. I want to lose weight. Okay, you want to lose weight. So why do you want to lose weight? I want to lose weight so I'm around longer for my kids. Okay, so now you set yourself up goals. So your goal at the end of the year is to lose weight, and we'll talk a little more about what defining this a little better. But let's just use the general concept right now. Losing weight. So you just set your goal. So what do we know? We know that changes, in the kitchen. It changes in the gym, right? So, okay, I'm going to lose weight. So I want to eat, 4 meals a day, and 2 snacks. Okay, so now you have a smaller goal. Now you have a daily goal. Okay, and now we have the gym part. Okay, and I want to go to the gym once a day, lift weights for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and then run for 30. Okay, so now you have a daily achievable goal. Okay, you can break those down. You can say each of these meals, I want to make sure I have a serving of like green leafy greens and something like a whole food protein like beans or lentils and a carbohydrate like rice. Okay, so now you're setting up. You have this longer term, year-long goal, and you're breaking them into steps. And when you break something into steps like that, and this goes great for anything for work. This is what I do with my team at work. Is we take this longer concept, we break them into steps. I always say, how do you eat a giant carrot in one bite at a time? So you break these things into smaller steps, and it allows you to have these small victories. And when you have these small victories, it's like playing a game on your phone, right? You have these small victories, then it's going to set off like this. The pleasure center of your brain is going to set off, okay? And so your body's going to go, ooh, I like that. I like that feeling of achieving the goal. It's the same thing as like in Angry Birds, you knock down and get all the pigs and stuff. Or I'm playing Con Man and I get the next level. And so right now my brain's going, ooh, we got to level 35. I want this again. Let's go to level 36. I keep playing it. That's why these games are addicting. Breaking your resolutions down into smaller steps gives you that little kind of happy dance in your brain when you hit those smaller goals. And it's going to ensure those smaller steps equal out to the longer goal. Along with that is basically, it's also keeping your number of resolutions down. Having your longer goals and smaller steps can add up. If you have too many resolutions, again, you're basically setting yourself up for failure. It's almost like setting up a unachievable goal. And when I say keep them down, that really depends on your life. So, if you're someone who you go to school kind of part-time, maybe you still live at home, you have a lot of time in the day, having more goals and resolutions for the year is more achievable. If you're someone like me who has a kind of a demanding job where I'm kind of always on working like 12-hour days, or you're someone who has kids or have a lot of life responsibilities, 1 to 3 or so resolutions would suit you much better. It's ambitious and it's commendable to have 5, 6, 7 goals of, in my job I want to do this, and I want to do this for the family and do this for the kids, and I want to lose this much weight and drink this much water and eat less sugar here, and I want to learn this instrument. That's noble. That's impressive. And if you can do it, tell me how, because it's not realistic. So setting a few realistic goals that match your life in relation to your ability to achieve those things is highly important. And I see that more than anything else. People talk about like I couldn't meet my resolution. Well, why? I was too busy. Well, did you have one? No, I had like 5 or 6 I was really trying to get to. Well, why? Why are you trying to do that to yourself? You set yourself up, you get over ambitious, which is fine to be ambitious, but you get over ambitious and you set yourself up for failure and you feel like crap when you fail. Right? It's all about setting up a goal that you can reach within the time frame, broken into pieces, and you can get your dopamine fix every time you hit an achievement, and you can fit it into your life. The next thing is being specific when possible, and that kind of goes into, I was talking about the weight loss thing earlier, was be specific where you can, but also understand that ranges are fine. Okay? So specific meaning like, okay, I'm going to eat 4 meals a day, right? Say you're doing that, right? You're going to do breakfast and then like a 2 small, like an early lunch and a later lunch and dinner. Let's say that's your goal, right? That's a specific goal. You're eating these many meals a day, or this many times a day. I'm eating 5 times a day or 6 times a day, depending on what your goals are. That's a specific goal. But if your goal is something that is not directly controllable, whether that's weight loss, or going to bed at a certain time, or getting up at a certain time, or drinking a certain amount of water, right? Because things happen. Okay, so eating 5 or 6 times a day, that's something you can make sure that happens. You can plan to, okay, well, I know today I got 3 meetings, so I got to plan my meals a little bit out today. That's something you can achieve for. Saying I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Okay, well, that's great. And if you can, that's awesome. But understand, you may lose 40. So setting a reasonable range in that sense of, okay, well, I want to lose between 30 to 50 pounds. That's a reasonable range. because things happen throughout the week and throughout your life that may set this back. You may have a tragedy, put you in like a bit of a depression spiral, and that's gonna cause a bit of weight gain, or it can in most people cause a bit of weight gain. So setting a range where it makes sense, and setting exact measurements where it makes sense is highly important. And so it's about not setting yourself up for failure. It's setting yourself up to improve yourself and yet achieve your goal. Okay. So next is expect setbacks. So this is kind of going out of the first like 5 or so were about like how to create and how to set up your resolutions or your goals. This is more about how to keep them going and to maintain them, make sure you're still on track. So this is expect setbacks, or expect the unexpected in a sense, right? You are going to have setbacks. You're going to do it. It's going to happen. Your plan is to, go to bed at a certain time or wake up at a certain time. And there's an emergency at work and you have to be up later than you need to, right? And expect those setbacks. It's okay. For example, things will happen when it come up, like you have a child or a family member is ill and you have to take time away from your routine. And, it's many things about not letting those speed bumps set you back, right? So you're going to hit a speed bump. Things are going to make things difficult. Things where people get sick. You got to, you want to get a raise at your job. You want to get, you want a promotion, right? And you got to work diligently, be there every day. But you got to hit your kid from school, and then you feel like that's a setback. That's going to hurt you. Okay, that's a road bump. Right, that's something that's going to throw you off a little bit, but the important thing is if you're breaking things into steps, into these small bite-sized steps, those road bumps, those little bumps in the road, roadblocks. I'm not saying keep mixing bumps in the road and roadblocks. So those bumps in the road won't really set you back because you've broken them into steps. You go, okay, I'm going to move around. I'm going to say, okay, this happened, but I can shift things and move things around because you're not really looking at the end goal, you're looking at parts of the end goal so you can adjust for them. That's also why it's important to have those small steps. Another good thing is to keep a log or a journal. Write down what your resolution is, and each step to do that. And, for some people, keeping a log of like what you need to do, right? In this sense, like I just said, write down your resolution in each step. Doing that first, just kind of keeping up with it. And then logging in, what you need to do for that day. Logging if you completed a task, or if it's, walking more, how much you've walked. If it's sleeping more, how much you've slept. Basically, logging each thing that happens that day, just quick jotting them down. Maybe maybe you just get a calendar, like a little book with a calendar in it, and you have the beginning of the calendar. I want to walk more, I want to drink more water, and I want to get more sleep. All right, each day logging, what you've done. I do this for when I lift weights, right? You go to the gym with a plan. I have my phone, I have my plan on my phone, right? And when I go and I lift, okay, I deadlifted this much, or I squatted this much. I note it. And it shows me how far I've come, so it gives me a little bit of boost of like, yeah, I'm really achieving something. And it shows me where I need to go. Make sure that I'm actually hitting all of my steps. I'm not skipping something. That works for some, and for some, journaling is fantastic. And I kind of recommend that a little more. Is start a journal where it's either something you do at the beginning and or at the end. If you do both, it'll help you a lot more. And that really talk about like today, here was your setback and how you're going. And if you have a setback, and talk about how you plan to yourself, how you plan to attack that setback and get around it. Okay. Or what you've done that day with achievements you've made, lost 5 pounds, high five to me, right? I got an extra walk in today. I was really, I was kind of tired and feeling down after work, boss was on my case. I went for an extra walk. Awesome. Good. I went above and beyond today. That doesn't mean you can cut out for tomorrow. You just went a little extra. Nothing wrong with extra. Okay? So keeping that journal and keeping a log of what you do will help you track what you've done, keep you on track with what you're doing, and also give you those little boosts and help you plan for the next phase, whatever the next phase is, right? The next is to fine-tune your resolutions. So these are yours. Right? They're not your spouse's, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, your kids' resolutions. They're your resolutions. Okay? And understand, they are not written in stone. Okay? Now, this doesn't mean, if you don't think you're going to make those 50 pounds, just lower it to 10 because you know you can do. That's not what it is. Okay? So, like, if your goal is to run every morning, okay, but life changes. Maybe, your schedule at work changes. You have to come in earlier, and there's no way you can run in the morning. You were running from 5 to 6. You were running, and then you give you enough time to get ready for work and get to work on time. Well, now their schedule changes, and maybe you change shifts, and now you got to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't work for you anymore. So it doesn't mean that you now have to get up super early. That doesn't necessarily mean that. Maybe you go for a run at lunch, or you go now that shift changes. Maybe you go after work. Adjusting your resolution to meet life when it changes, because life is not a solid state, right? Life is very fluid. Things happen. You get sick. You miss things. You have to miss your routine. Miss this to go to some things are very important, like your child's play, or your buddy who's out of town comes in has tickets to the game. You want to go to that? Awesome, go and enjoy it. Okay, and fine tune your resolution to make sure you keep yourself on track. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, again, it is your resolution, and it is something that that it's a goal you want to achieve. And making slight adjustments as you travel through are perfectly acceptable. We do these things at work. A lot of us, a lot of you listen, you have projects at work. You do this sort of thing, right? You have you have a project. And here's the finished thing, and then something happens, like the client comes back with a change, or you find out that certain technology is not available, whatever it is, right? You learn something, like, oh, okay. And you don't just go, well, project's bust, we're done. No. You adjust. Say, okay, well, we'll change the color, we'll move this around, or we'll do another study to bring in different numbers. You adjust, and that's your life is the same way. It's not a solid state. It is definitely fluid, and making your adjustments to match your life, not compromising your goals. Again, not saying, well, I'm gonna run every morning, but my job changed. Whatever. I'll run once a week. No, your goal is to run every morning. Okay. Your goal is to run every morning, right? And if morning doesn't work anymore, now your goal is to run every night. Your goal is to run every afternoon. Okay, that is it's adjusting your goal to match. Now, here's the thing about New Year's resolutions: is they should be something that changes your everyday life. Which means my next point is make it part of your routine. For me, I go to the gym every day during the week. I go to the gym Monday through Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I go to the gym. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are off. But I can exercise any of those days that I want, but they're optional off if I like. Sometimes I go for like a little bit of run or something, on a Sunday or a Saturday if I'm feeling up for it. But one thing that I know is important to me, and I've noticed this to other people as well, if that gym is on the way home or on the way to somewhere or on the way back from somewhere, you're more inclined to do it. It becomes part of your routine. Like me, when I'm done with work, I go to the store, I go to the gym, I go home because the gym is on my way home. Making it part of your routine. A member of my team, he has a little alarm that goes off on his computer, and that's every hour. He's supposed to get up and get some water, and that's part of his routine. So he'll do it. Alarm goes off, he gets up, gets some water, comes back, and it's part of his routine. This is what he does now. If you're in the running thing, if your goal is to run every day, run every morning, you set your alarm. You get up, you go for a run, you come back, and you take a shower. You get ready for work, you go to work, or you get ready for school and you go to school. Making that part of your routine, okay? And doing that will ensure that after this year is up, you're still doing it, because it's not just part of what you do. If you have to block out your calendar, go to Google. If you use Google Calendar, go to your Google Calendar, highlight it, and say, like gym or running or personal, whatever it is, to say this is a time where this is mine. Okay, again, this is why I'm doing. This is kind of why I'm doing resolutions as part of Curious Veg. It's definitely part of health. It's part of, we talk about being a vegan diet and a plant-based diet, exercise. And focusing on yourself, which is, I'm sure Hope will hear this and kind of like, she's probably eyeing her computer, right now, going like, will you listen to yourself? And she's right. It's a mental health and a physical health that are involved, and sometimes making a little bit about yourself, making these resolutions, making them part of your routine so you can improve yourself and keep yourself moving forward is extremely important. Again, here are my tips, my tricks, my suggestions on setting up your resolution and making and actually keeping them and getting through the year and making them part of who you are. That is, define your why. Why are you doing it? Who you're doing it for? What is the reason you're setting this goal? Make your resolutions small and achievable. There's nothing wrong with reaching for the stars, as long as you're able to reach for those stars. Setting something up where you know you can reach it within a reasonable amount of time is going to serve you much better. Break your resolution into steps. Having incremental goals to ensure you can achieve those small steps, which actually lead you to the bigger goal itself. Keep your number of resolutions down. Your number of resolutions, really look at your life and your possible schedule and keep them reduced to match your schedule. There's nothing wrong with one resolution. There's nothing wrong with 10 of them, as long as it fits your schedule and fits your life. Don't set yourself up for failure. Be specific where possible. Set a set number or a reasonable range to reach. If you're too generic, you have no way of knowing if you're reaching your goal, how far you are away, or how far you are ahead. Expect setbacks. Life, like I said, life is not solid. Life is fluid. Things are going to happen. Expecting your setbacks, keeping small steps, expecting these setbacks will keep you on track and make you feel less discouraged. Keep a log or journal. Keeping track of your achievements, your failures, your setbacks, and your plans to go around those setbacks and how you're going to make up for those failures will keep you on track and ensure you're able to achieve your small goals, to achieve your overall year goal. Fine-tune your resolutions. Again, life's not solid. Life is fluid. Things happen, and there's nothing wrong with making adjustments as you go to match what life throws at you. That's not a path to compromise and just do whatever. You're like, I'm going to lower this weight way low to make sure I hit it. It's not about making sure you can hit it. It's about making sure you make adjustments that reflect the changes in your own life. Make it part of your routine. If part of your routine is drinking more water, get a jug that's half a gallon. You can fill up and carry around with you, and you fill up in the afternoon. You drink half in the morning, half in the afternoon. You got your gallon for the day, if that's what that is. But making it part of your routine, so it's not something you have to think about, it's something you just autopilot and get done. And I fully believe, and this is what I'm doing. I'm going to go over my resolutions here in a bit, and mine aren't fully ready yet. They're a little raw, and that's okay. I got 11 days to get these set, right? But I believe as long as you follow these, and follow these rules as close as you can, you will have no problem reaching your goals. You will have no problem keeping them, and no problem establishing them, making them part of who you are on an everyday basis. So my resolutions are, first one is go to bed before 1 a.m., which I've already failed at, but it's okay. It's not 2017 yet. So go to bed at 1 a.m. so I can get a better night's sleep, wake up sooner, and so I can take care of the cats, my daily stuff before I have to work. Okay? No, I want to clarify. This is not go to sleep by 1 a.m. It's go to bed by 1 a.m. That means my phone is not in my hand. My TV is not on. If the very most, I can have a book in my hand. Right? I have one on my nightstand right now. I'm in bed. I'm ready to go by 1 a.m., which is, if you know me personally, that's not easy for me to do. I believe it's achievable, but it's not easy. It's going to take some work to make sure I do that. It's going to take me setting some alarms and telling people, okay, I can't talk right now. It's going to take me doing that. It's very difficult for me, but I'm going to do it. Start my day earlier. Of course, if I normally only need about 5 to 6 hours. If I go to sleep at midnight, I will wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning without an alarm. That's just, I've always been like that, okay? So if I go to bed at 1 a.m., that means I'm already ahead of my goal. Start my day earlier. If I go to bed at 1 a.m., it means I'm getting up around 7 o'clock. I'm already ahead of my game. See, I'm setting up these be part of my routine and already setting myself up for some wins, right? Start my day earlier. I have time to run my errands. I can feed the cats earlier, make them, satisfy them earlier. They're not bothering me. And I can get maybe a workout in sooner. I can eat sooner. I can go, and then I make sure when I run these errands earlier in the day, I'm not running around at night trying to go to the store, eating really, really late. Maybe I can actually end my work day earlier and go right to the gym and not have to go to the store and back, take an hour and a half to get all that done, right? So one thing I've been looking at doing, this is my third resolution. I'm being ambitious with 4. I have 4, so you know, I'm being ambitious. But my third one is I've been looking at doing a bullet journal. I'm still, it helped me kind of, organize my day. I'm still looking into like the concept, but I'm actually liking it. I got a few things I'm ordering from Amazon to help me with this already. I even ordered a new pen, a cool new pen. The bullet journal is really cool because it's especially great for someone who has like the ADHD mind where you're kind of all over the place, and it's kind of, it's easy to keep track of some things and everything else falls off. So it's about the bullet journal. For those who don't know, and again, I'm still getting the hang of it. Is really, it's a very loose way of journaling, which all of this goes back to, keep a log or journal. This actually goes into part of it, right? Setting up your short-term goals and long-term goals, and journaling about your day and what makes you happy and what you're grateful for, things like that, and keeping track of them in the front of the book through an index, and actually writing this. I'm talking about writing this, okay, which is something I don't do very often. I'm a computer guy. I type everything. So doing a bullet journal. My fourth one is cardio 3 times a week. That I can do. Now, especially if my first 2 fall in line, I get in bed earlier, I get up earlier. That gives me time to run my errands, go by the gym, get some cardio in, right? And then come back home. And then I can still work and go to the gym at night because I've already gone to the store. I can go to the gym at night, get my weightlifting in, and that works out. And doing the cardio and the weightlifting is going to help me reduce body fat, which is something that's I'm kind of starting to bother me, right? So that's my 4. In bed before 1, start my day earlier, start a bullet journal, cardio 3 times a week. And some of my points I'm already doing. I'm already setting before 1 a.m., right? If I get bed by 12, great. But 1 a.m., around 1 a.m. is what I'm going for. If it's 1:05, I'm not going to I failed today. No, I'm doing good. It's a range. It's a loose range, right? Start my day earlier. That one could need some fine tuning, right? But I'm confident if I get my bed about around 1, I'm gonna get up around 6, 7 o'clock anyway. The bullet journal, that's specific, not just journaling, but bullet journaling. And I also have my why. I have written down: start a bullet journal to help me organize my day and my thoughts better. Having ADHD brain, it's easy to drop the ball on things I need to get done. I concentrate on my work stuff and my life stuff slip away. I switch gears to that and my work stuff will slip out. So keeping myself organized is going to help with that. And cardio 3 times a week. Again, it's specific. 3 times a week. Monday to there's 7 days. Okay, there's 4 days that can be shifted around. If I don't get to Monday, cool. I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. That's 3 days, right? I'm not going to kill myself to make sure I get it every other day, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I'm not worried about that. 7 days a week, Sunday through Saturday. I have those days to get 3 days worth of cardio in. That's my goal. All right. I'm not worried about how much right now. I might fine tune this to I want to run a mile, right? Because my cardio changes. Maybe I'm running. It may be doing bag work. It may be doing whatever, right? Jumping jacks, jumping rope. Could be anything. I would love it if you would share your resolutions with me. You can email me directly at curiouslyveg@gmail.com. Send me your resolutions. If you don't want me to share them in any way, I tell you this: if you're okay with me sharing it on the air with your resolutions with people, let me know. Otherwise, it'll be you and me. Okay, I will not share anything you send me on resolutions unless you say, "I would love to." It's okay to share this. Okay, maybe it's something that's going to help other people. If you have a tip to help other people with their resolutions and keep themselves straight, keep themselves moving forward, let me know. I would love to share it on the next episode. I would love to share it on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, anything like that. I would love to hear your tips, your tricks, your resolutions. What do you have planned for 2017 to keep yourself moving forward, make yourself more healthy, and keep yourself on board and keeping forward with who you are. So with that, I'm going to end. If you like the show, if you want to keep track of what's going on, definitely subscribe. Again, curiouslyvegradio.com. Click on subscribe. Plenty of options. Please give us a rating. I love seeing ratings. I love seeing reviews. It kind of makes me feel like what I'm doing and sitting in front of this microphone and this computer and everything for hours. It takes 4 or 5 hours per show to record it, edit, and then show notes, everything, get it out there. So having reviews, even if you email them a review, if you don't know how to use the iTunes review, which can be confusing, send me the review directly. Just send me an email. I'll accept that. Just it kind of helps me know that I'm not, what I'm doing is not in vain, right? And as always, of course, support the show. CuriouslyVegRadio.com. Go to support. I love to help out. Love to get the help. And if you want something for the help, you can always go to the store. We got mugs and shirts and hoodies and stuff. Again, my favorite one right now is the Violent Vegan with the death metal kind of a design on it. That's my favorite right now. I'm proud of that one. So, all right, guys. Everyone have a very safe Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever or no holiday. Have a very safe rest of the year. Have a very happy New Year. Be safe. No drinking and driving. If you're out there partying a little heavy, have a designated driver. Stay at a friend's house. There are phone numbers you can call. Uber is fantastic. I use Uber all the time when I'm out of town. Stay safe, guys. And bye, guys.